right, guys. Hello. This is Heather Davis with Eden Cultures, and recently I got Logic Pro X. I'm really excited about that. You may have seen me from my video, How to Tune Your Guitar to 432 Hertz. And when you go to record your music in a studio, you might run into a little bit of a problem because Logic and Pro Tools and a lot of these software are obviously ready to go for 440 hertz. So if you're using a pitch flex or pitch correction or a scale, any of that, it's going to cause a problem, especially loops. It's going to cause a problem with your loops if you want to create a backtrack for your guitar. And when you use a keyboard, you might have problems too. It just causes a range of problems that I have figured out how to get rid of. So I hope this helps you, and I hope you listen to my music too. I've kind of given up on selling it. So just play it on YouTube and, there you go. Watch the commercial and I'll get my reward. So how to set a user-defined scale in Logic Pro X. That's part of the question. But part of the question is also just simply how to change the tuning. And those are two different things. First, I want to explain to you what 432 hertz is. Hertz is named after a guy named Hertz who discovered that sound has something to do with frequency. That's it. It's basically vibration or cycles per second. And 432 is a different number than 440, and that's the bottom line. 440, you can go look into the history of that on my other video. But when you want to tune, it's really the note A that you're changing the vibration of when you're changing to 432 hertz. So A equals 432 or A equals 444 hertz. When you go into Logic Pro, for example, I'm going to get it pulled up here. And I'm going to pull up, this little project we just did, Ode to Joy, the Solfeggio scale, which is a different thing that I'm going to address at the end here. So there's two different things. They're right next to each other. It's a user-defined scale along with changing to 432. You can choose which one you want to do. Okay, so let me get rid of all this stuff. We don't need all that. All right, so you can see here when you look at that, it tells you I'm in C major. I am in C major, except when I play my keyboard in the key of C major, I'm playing regular C major notes, all white keys. The easiest thing, if you want to do 432, go to File, Project Settings, Tuning. Now you see here there's two choices, and this is what I was talking about. There's this up here, and then there's User. Right now we've got it set to User, and I'll explain that in a second, but we're going to go to Equal Tempered. And what that means is the difference of frequency between each note in the scale, which is an 8-note scale, or 7-note, whatever, is going to be the same. So the difference between do and re is the same, re and mi is the same, all of that. It's equal tempered scale. So if we want to change this 440 here to a 432, then we're just going to keep decreasing until we get to 432. And I believe, let's see, it's negative 32.1. Let's try that, negative 32.1. Okay, let's try negative 32.2. Keep going. How about negative 32.4? I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so it's negative 31.9. You get the idea. There we go, 432 hertz. You got to kind of fool around with it until you get there. But that's what that is. But right now, I'm not using that. I'm not using equal tempered. But that will set your letter A down to 432. So when you go and you put your guitar audio track in there, then that's going to be helpful to you when you want to add your backtracks. Because when you go over here to your loops, it's going to automatically, you see down here, it says at the bottom of the loop window, okay, way down here at the bottom, it says play in song key. Now you could say original key, but you want to select play in sound key. It's going to automatically transpose it for you to 432 hertz. I have tested this extensively. It will work for audio files, which are these little waves, and MIDI files. Now, that's really cool. User defined, however, is not going to transpose all the loops. User defined is a different type of scale. There are many different scales. There's major and there's minor and, you know, all of that. And you can do those with the equal tempered simply by choosing your key up here and playing in that key on your guitar or on your piano or whatever. But user defined is really weird scales. Like, for example, the Solfeggio scale that we are doing this project in. The Solfeggio scale is what the Tibetan bowls use. And if you want to do some really cool healing type music like that, that's what you need, okay? So here I am. I'm selecting user. And if you can see here, we have the already chosen numbers for the Solfeggio scale. You got to hunt really hard to find that 963, by the way, because usually if you look up Tibetan bowl frequencies, they're only going to give you the first 6. So just so you know, write these down. The 7th one is 963. You'll have a full thing. Now, when you select this and you type this in, notice there's no black keys. So when you hit a black key, I can't even tell you what's going to happen. I've got an Allegro piano hooked up here, MIDI, okay? So what I do is I've got this all set, okay? And the way that I made this, for example, is I went to track, new track, external MIDI, and then I'm going to select use external instrument plugin, because you want to be able to make your keyboard sound like whatever you want it to sound like, okay? So I'm going to just create one track and I'm going to go here. And, oh, look at that. Now I can hear myself. Wow. So theoretically, I should be able to play the piano, and I'm going to just go, let's see, mallet, glass marimba. And it should, let me hit record, arm it for record here. Good. So there you go. So that is going to, when I hit that note on the keyboard, okay, or say I go and I don't have a keyboard and I want to use one of these, okay, it is going to automatically put it in this Tibetan bowl thing. Now you can hear Ode to Joy.